Let's go to business news now with Madison Reedy. Spark today, Madison, released an update on their sports platform. What have they got to reveal?
So they've told us quite a bit about Spark Sport already, but today they came out and said it is going to be called Spark Sport. So we've now got a branding name for it, which is really of no surprise. But today they also came out and said that they have nabbed not just the broadcast rights for all Black Sticks matches for the next 4 years from next year, so that's 2019 until 2022. They've also nabbed the local coverage production rights. So this is a real stab in the back for Sky Television, which they've been nabbing all of these broadcast rights off. This is the first time they've actually taken a foray into production. Now that's
So they're going to make telly. They're not just going to screen other people's content on their platform.
Well, they have the rights to make telly. They're still contracting it out. So they've got an Australian firm called NEP doing that. So they've also announced that they are contracting that work out. But yes, they will also have this production side to their platform as well, which is obviously has more risks involved when it comes to streaming live sport. They're going to now be making it as well. So added to their pipeline now, they say that they also have more deals like this in the works. Won't give too much away there. But this hockey rights adds on to the Rugby World Cup next year, also Formula 1 and Formula 2 Grand Prix motorsport racing. It also adds on to the English Premier League football and Manchester United television.
Have they given you any details about how their pricing will work, whether you pay to view or you subscribe like you do with Sky?
They haven't given us any details about pricing. We do know it will be a subscription model, whether or not you subscribe to a particular sport, particular tournament, or whether or not it's just done by time, so you can sign in for one night to watch one, say, All Blacks game. None of that's been announced yet. They say they will announce that by the end of the year, though.
Okay, so they have launched with a name, Spark Sport. But what about that name? Is there some controversy around it?
There is some controversy around that. They haven't actually secured the trademark for that name. So they applied through their lawyers, their IP lawyers. They applied for that trademark back in August when they announced they were going to do the sports streaming service. So they've applied for the names Spark Sports and Spark Sport. But that's still going through an approval process. They were also very controversially in the Auckland High Court yesterday in a closed-door hearing with a business consulting firm, which you wouldn't think would necessarily be tied to this, but it is. So that business consulting firm has the domain name rights to www.sparksport.co.nz. So I put all of that to the Chief Financial Officer of Spark today. His name's David Chalmers, and listen to what he had to say.
It's a pretty straightforward name. We went through a lot of different options and a lot of sort of exotic name combinations, but we think this is the best one that will tell people pretty quickly what the service is and what it does.
Did you have to fight for it?
Fight for the name? No.
You were in court, though, yesterday against Why Not Management, and they have the rights to the internet domain name sparksport.co.nz, so why were you in court with them yesterday?
Yeah, I won't comment on court proceedings while they're underway, other than to say we're very confident in our ability to use the Spark Sport name. Discussions around a domain name are different to the name itself, so we'll just let that play out.
Have you received the approval for the trademark name Spark Sport yet?
Again, I don't want to comment on anything there to do with that legal case.
But it wasn't approved yesterday. This isn't necessarily a legal case. This is just Spark applying for the trademark of the name. Have you had it secured?
Yeah, again, I don't want to get into that one, given that the matter around the domain and the names are before the court. So I think we'll wait until that's clear, which we hope it will be soon, and then we'll be able to give you more information on that.
You obviously have quite a large amount of confidence in it, though, even though those court proceedings are going on, because you've come out today saying that it's being called Spark Sport.
Correct. No, we do.
That's Spark's Chief Financial Officer, David Chalmers.
And quickly, the markets before we go?
Yeah, those unemployment figures drove the dollar up today, so that's currently buying at 67.7 US cents, a 3-month high, 93.2 to the Australian and 51.5 British pence. The NZX Top 50 index closed up about 0.5%, so that's up 38% to close at 8,855 points tonight.
Thanks, Madison.